Oh man, it's been a little bit. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons with our little party of miscreants, adventurers, and interesting folks who have some sort of general tie to one another. Last we left off, our party of adventurers had done accepted a little bit of a job from one Soraxis's wife, a very important figure, relatively, in the city of Ardalan. She had hired all of you to do a little bit of an investigation into some missing goods. One of you having a bit of a personal stake within, one Darcy Luctus, while the rest of you were there and here pieced together, brought together by chance and perhaps by a little bit more than that. Um, and yeah, you wandered into the area where you were supposed to, realized there was a little bit of a weird kerfuffle going on, and explored some hidden dungeon within the sewers of the city of Ardaland. Conquered it, nearly died multiple times along the way by some strange slime monster. Investigated an area that you could only presume to have been the Thieves Guilds, which unfortunately seemed to have been completely emptied out by the time that you got there. Managed to find some of your items and found a little bit more of a mystery that had awaited you, essentially, as you were attempting to retrieve a set of dragon bones. Potentially, some figure from Syraxis' past could be involved, as a symbol was spotted. But you came back to the surface, decided to do a little bit more investigation, specifically geared towards one, the drop off location for the goods, and two, prison, the magical prison in which the job had initially technically come out of. One that Sir Darcy is indeed a little bit familiar with. However, we pick off as the party are kind of meeting back up with one another after Darcy had recounted his tales, histories, and various things to the guard at large. And eventually, all of you find yourselves probably near Darcy's store, uh, just kind of managing to have met up once more after the interesting kerfuffle of the day.
I think last we left off, I was literally like heading to the guard station.
Uh oh,
Yes, I
yeah,
remember that.
to the
Because I
station it
just
is.
because I just finished turning in thing uh because I went with them initially to talk to Lady Rosewood.
Mm-hmm.
I did my side of things there. Then I left to go and talk to the guards, and Saros came along with me.
Yeah, because
Mm.
we did a lot of stuff with the group at the at my place,
Yes,
and
I
then
do
we were like, when
recall
we pick
this.
up, we will continue with the other two.
Ah, boom. We pick up with the other two. Um, Carlos and Darcy, as the two of you kind of make your way through the streets of early afternoon Ardalan, it's generally quite busy. Throughout the various different districts, you pass by people who are wandering the streets doing whatever work it might be. You can see through the actual canals themselves, various different gondolas ferrying passengers to and fro various different locations. The general populace of humans, elves, some dwarves and a few halflings here and there scattered are just wandering about doing their daily business. You can hear the loud kind of arguments coming in from some of the markets and the smells of freshly baked bread coming around from various different corners. And yeah, it's quite a festive atmosphere, almost as if there was nothing wrong. But you guys all continue onwards, pressing towards the guard station, of which you intimately familiar with, Darcy. Are you heading to one where your sister is stationed, or are you purposely avoiding it?
Um, I remember we set up something at one nearest to the sewer, like the first one we found. I'm
Oh,
pretty
yes.
sure.
I think you had spoken to a guard there specifically in regards to some stuff. So you're going back to
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes you a little bit of a trek, but the city streets gradually kind of empty out here and there. The larger guard station that is positioned near your home is, oh, excuse me, one you're much more familiar with, but this further one is a little bit closer, and you had set up specifically a talk, if I remember correctly,
Mhm.
in regards to some of the stuff that you had seen. But yeah, you arrive at the relatively small and actually, roll me a T100. See.
Oh boy.
D100 for a random heart attack.
You have a random heart. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. Oh,
Darcy just collapses.
For a brief moment, Darcy, your heart seizes. No, I'm kidding.
spontaneous human combustion.
Every session, Jake makes us roll a D100.
On a 100, you just
something
explode.
bad happen. That's
Randomly
funny
on
as
session
fuck.
like 75, it's like, so what's Celesto doing? Meanwhile, Celesto this gift.
Boom.
Goodbye.
God, that would be so funny.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. Or would I? But
I don't know. You made that headless horseman.
that was literally like 6 years ago.
So many
I'm
years
gonna
ago.
remember it the entire time. Save or be beheaded.
Oh boy.
This is true. Save or be beheaded.
That was still fun.
Oh, poor Rian.
My poor character.
Literally got his head chopped off. Yes, sorry. Back on track. But yeah, you make your way to the guard station. You can see that it's currently a different guard than the one that you had previously spoken to on duty. You see, it's like
I don't remember the name of the guard I spoke to.
It's okay. I don't remember either. I have it written down in my notes somewhere, but we could just for the purposes of this skip it. But yeah, you can see a relatively young, what looks like to be a dwarven woman. She's just kind of sitting there with like her long braids kind of twirled around the bottom of her chin, intertwined to some of like the lower, like the sorry, into the slightly lighter, chin beard hairs that she's got, with a very jolly look to her face, a shorter spear at her side, but just generally on the inside of this small guard post. As you open the door, she kind of looks up. Oh, hello. Don't really see people out here that often.
Apologies. I'd spoken with a different guard the night prior about making a report and statement.
Oh, yes, Brian. No, I'm kidding. I don't remember his name. That's fine. But she kind of pulls out several pieces of parchment paper, and you can see she goes over some of it. So you said something about the sewers being, how was it, secret entrance or something?
Yes, a secret entrance in one of the larger grates, the ones that empty into the canal.
Kitty, you're pausing my game, please. You can see like a small black cat scramble all over her desk as she struggles to fight the little kitten for supremacy of her quill. But yeah, she's like, oh, that's give me back that. Yes, so this isn't something that I've heard of before. Would you be able to tell me a little bit more about how to open that, just in case we come across something like that before? Or next time, sorry.
Of course. And Darcy will explain like the way that it just the grate just sort of opened sideways, just sort of some of the bars just sort of bent into an angle and revealed like a basically a large enough walkway for a peep for several individuals and cargo.
Yeah, it's essentially the way that it had opened before was that you had to push in certain locations, and the entire thing had joints that were essentially invisible to, the naked eye, and it would fold open in a way that was like, have you seen one of those like fancy doors that like if you push a certain way it'll open, things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it basically like folds in on itself and it opens up into a larger opening that would allow both, some larger cargo and some people to pass through it without too much of an issue. And you can see that she very studiously kind of like records all of this down, scratching and scribbling with the pen, even with the paw marks all over the entire parchment paper. But yeah, and just kind of follows along. So, what kind of details are you going into, and is there anything that you are omitting?
Darcy is too tired to bother omitting much. Though he will stick with the statement of the because he is also talking about the above table, the Oblex and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and is stating that it escaped.
Yeah, you can see she furrows her brow more and more as you get into more and more complex details, specifically in
And
regards to the Oblex.
Darcy will pull out the literal like artist rendering of how he imagined of the creature that he made.
She looks at it for a brief moment. Oh, that's a little terrifying. And you're 100% sure this thing was real?
From what
Actually,
I could tell, yes.
yes. Okay, well, that's a little frightening, especially happening so close to home.
It was terribly frightening to suddenly have multiples of the same people swinging acidic weapons at me, yes.
Hmm. Well, thank you for your service, sir. Hopefully... Oh, you are an adventurer, right? Well, I'm not sure you have the garb for it. But...
No, I'm a merchant. I just have a way with magic.
Oh. Your friend over there in the corner is an adventurer, right?
I believe so, right? Saras, would you call yourself an adventurer?
Uh, no, not particularly. No, just visiting the city.
Well, you could start. It's a good trip out there, although probably just as dangerous. I hear it gets the cart pumping real good. Not quite as good as a proper dwarvish exercises, but, out in the road, it's good fun. You get to see a lot.
Oh, I've been places in my time, but I've kind of settled down.
Well, as we get older, we tend to. Understandable. Oh, sorry, let me finish up this report here. Anything else that you wanted to say in regards to it?
If possible, make certain that the report regarding the creature makes it to Corbin Luctus, please.
Oh, you know Captain Corbin? Wait!
He's my father. He's my
I-
father.
Realize that now? Darcy, right?
That's right.
Ah. Well, the captain does talk about you quite a bit. No. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. You didn't hear it from me.
What sort of things, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, good things, if it bothers you. A lot of it is kind of describing about how, oh, my son wouldn't have done that, or, oh, interesting. I'm not sure that you should be doing it this way. I've seen my son do it this way. Things like that. Well, most of it's regarding the carpentry and sewing and things. Some of us have hobbies, and while we're taking a break, they'll just make random statements like that. It's very rare, but I've heard it at least once. And it's interesting. He seems to quite like you. Quite a bit, just has a very weird way of showing it.
He, well, might take a bit more after my mother in terms of my activities.
Hmm. Sounds like it. At least you're not as grumpy and grouchy as he is. Though I suppose
he
if you'd
wasn't.
be like him.
He wasn't always like that, but the years can change someone.
Understandable. Yes. But I'll be sure to compile this report and get it to him. He'll probably hear within 24 hours of it. I have to
All right.
check I didn't write any spelling mistakes on this. She kind of starts flipping through the parchment. Oh, you smudged the words, Kitty. You hear a small meow coming from the other side of the room.
Quite a dutiful little helper you have.
Annoying little bastard. But I love her so much. Okay. And she kind of continues to scribble on and just promptly almost starts to ignore you.
There we are. Thank you for accompanying me, Cyrus.
Of course. Good to see more of the city that come here every so often. Never really see much of it, honestly.
It's a shame. This place is quite beautiful.
Um, from what I've seen, yes. I'm not a big fan of the cities.
Are you guys still inside the guard post?
I imagine we're headed towards the door.
Yeah.
You should check out the theater. It's beautiful there. They've got some wonderful plays. Wait, sorry, I think there's 2 theaters. District of Love. You'll find them. Thank you for coming. I appreciate the report for giving me all this information. I'll get this back to Corbin. Or Captain Corbin, sorry. As quick as I can.
Of course. Thank you.
She kind of nods and gets back to it.
So we're meeting the others at your shop?
I wasn't quite certain. This was the last thing I had planned for the day.
Guess I'm tag along with you on whatever you've got going on.
I have a sneaking suspicion that they'll probably try to find us soon. I don't think I've eaten today.
What time of day is it right now?
It
I don't care.
is early afternoon or like mid-afternoon. Given that it's in basically Novelia, it's almost dark already. You can see the sun has lowered towards the horizon in the far distance, and long shadows are being cast over all the various different shorter buildings from the taller buildings that you can see nearby. And but yeah, it's about to get dark pretty quick, and at this current moment it's a little bit chilly. Not terribly cold, but just a little bit to be slightly uncomfortable. The amount of clothes that you're currently wearing, which I don't believe would be too much.
I have a cloak on.
Oh, then you're probably
Something.
fine. Darcy? What's Darcy wearing?
Darcy's got a usual attire, but he does have out and about cloak on,
Mm-hmm.
like a jacket type deal, basically.
I am so bad at temperature conversions, but for the Celsius people, it's like 5-6 Celsius. For Fahrenheit, I think it's like 35 to 40?
Like 50.
50?
41 if it's 5. I've just looked it up.
Yeah. So like
That's
so
not too
like
bad.
40 to 45 ish. Yeah, it's a little nippy, it's a little chilly, but you're pretty much well aware that it never gets super cold in Ardalan. Like it usually doesn't dip below zero, but the cold is it's chilling because of how high the humidity is, and it's rough. But you guys make it back eventually. I'm guessing are you heading to somewhere with restaurants to grab a bite to eat, or are you heading back to your shop? Is it a we have food at home situation, or is it a let's fucking go out and eat situation?
I think there's a lovely eatery somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
My treat.
Yeah,
Uh,
if you're sure, I'm open to it.
a
I
way to
hope
show
it's
you
good pay.
at least a little bit more of the city.
Okay. For the nearby eatery, is it nearby your shop, or is it nearby the current location of which you're still at?
Nearby to the guard station.
Okay. What kind of
Uh,
eatery is
well,
it? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, it's okay. Go ahead.
What kind of eatery is it, Darcy?
Mm. What sort of food is Ardalan normally known for?
If you're specifically looking for a historical comparison, I would say that it is very Roman, kind of Roman or Greek kind of style of food. So very nearby, there's a lot of like olive gardens. So they deal with wines, olives, a lot of breads. They have dried meats very commonly, but there is a lot of occasions where you'll be able to find like regular meats that are roasted and such. But the majority of the meats is things like rabbit, it's venison from like deer, there's boar, and of course there's other things um like chickens, but not like you won't really be able to find any sort of beef or anything like that.
Right. Hmm.
There are specialty eateries which have things like noodles, um, but it's not as common as, say, a little bit of a mid-European or like mid-Roman style kind of foods.
Hmm. There's somewhere around here that makes is almost. I believe they called them noodles. I hadn't tried them yet, but it always smelled absolutely divine.
Yep. Lead the way.
All right.
And I will say, as we're walking, Cyrus isn't like trying to hide or anything, but he's like keeping his head down and not really making eye contact with anyone.
Yeah, which in this area that you're currently at is not terribly difficult, given that you are still near the edges of the city. Um, no more than kind of like essentially the majority of the people that are traversing in this area are like dock workers or people who have some sort of business to be in this area. You don't really find any sort of like general civilian area, as like there's not too much. But yeah, you do find the eatery nearby. And you can see that they are serving up these like long, thin, kind of what you could only assume to be the things called noodles in these larger bowls. And Darcy was right. As you get closer, this slightly open storefront where you could see the front of the doors, like the front doors are kind of like thrown halfway open, even though it is still relatively chilly. But you could feel this kind of heat and this wonderful smell of what smells like venison stock kind of coming and drifting it and out from the inside. But as you wander in, it's not terribly busy, but it does smell absolutely wonderful. You can see that there's 2 or 3 other tables that are currently filled, and these like large bowls just of food in front of these people is displayed. You see what appears to be kind of like a halfling gentleman standing on the actual a small, step stool to make sure his head is peeking over the edge of the actual counter. As all of you kind of the 2 of you, wander up. You can see he takes a look at the 2 of you. The very large bald spot in the center of his forehead glistens as he glances and kind of moves his head, and you can see the light reflects off of it. And he, interesting. Hello. Are you here for some
Hello.
noodles?
There I am. I've passed by I passed by here a couple times, but never had the time to try any. Nothing but time right now.
Excellent. How do you like your noodles? Thinner? Softer? Harder? Chewy?
Mm,
Do you know?
how? I don't. How would you recommend for a first experience?
I would recommend our #1 special. It's a very typical special, as in our noodles are prepared in-house, made with buckwheat. It is long, thin, and stretched perfectly to the point where you'll understand exactly why we have our knownness for suppleness. A little bit crisp on the outside to the point, a little bit soft on the outside, but just hard enough that there's a bit of chew. Roast slowly added to our wonderful little beef stock. Not beef, venison stock that we'd have. With 1 or 2 strips on top. A specialty game! We're changing the game. Plus, it's easy to eat, hard to make, but absolutely delicious. Would you like a try?
All right. It turns out 2 #1 specials then.
Okay, excellent. That will be 1 gold and 6 silver each. That is an outrageous amount.
What?
You are fully aware that that is an outrageous amount. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. But yeah, it's a lot. For a bowl of noodles?
Well,
To be fair, this is like, it's not common to see noodles.
So 1 gold, 6 silver apiece, so roughly 3 gold.
Oh, Darcy, I'm not strapped for cash. I can pay for myself.
Oh, it's quite all right. Consider it. I said it was my treat, and it's my treat. And Darcy, without much thought of it, will produce 3 gold.
You're still missing 2 silver, friend.
Oh, my apologies.
Yes, no worries.
Oh,
You can-
that's right. The one time I don't have silver on me. Here.
I have change.
And he will produce 20. He'll produce. Oh. Yeah, he'll produce a 4th gold.
Yeah, he'll hand you back 8 silver. Thank you very much for your business. Now, if you'll take a seat, I'll be with you in just it'll probably take in the ranges of about 10 to 15 minutes.
Thank you very much.
He nods, and you can see that he kind of wanders off into the back kitchen, and you hear like this muffled kind of yelling, not like yelling, but just like louder words being exchanged with someone else who sounds maybe like they're a woman in the back, but they're kind of just exchanging words before you can see a woman kind of pops up back out front. Oh, sorry, are the 2 of you the ones who just ordered the #1 specials?
Yes.
I was going to ask, do you want it spicy or not? Because we actually acquired a recent set of spices that have come in from, well, Xi'an,
Oh.
the Far East. Mind you, I will say they are quite spicy, not just a little bit. And I'm going to admit that it's my own personal preference. I'm not a big fan. You can see this human woman with like her hair tied up kind of like pats herself off a lot of like this white dust almost seems to have settled on the front of her apron and such.
I feel like there's not a lot of spices in the Underdark. I don't know how Saros would fare doing that.
So the Underdark, a lot of their food does have a tinge of spice.
Okay.
The capsaicin content is specifically trying to deter a lot of predators, especially in a lot of the vegetables. So like there's a lot of things that you don't think would be spicy are spicy in the Underdark.
Cool. Then
So-
let's do it.
Yeah, for Saros, like spicy is actually fine. It's pretty normal. Artsy, not so much. There's a very distinctive like lack of spice. There's salts, there's like, a variety of different spices that come in from various. Actually, no, this is Ardlon. You would be kind of exposed to spices a lot more than comparatively to some of the other locations in the Midlands.
I think I'll try some as well.
Okay, excellent, good to know. But don't say that I didn't warn you.
Of course.
Pats herself off, goes into the back, and as the two of you sit down, you can see that there's a few other kind of people just chatting, discussing things with one another. Is there anything that you guys wanted to talk about? Please.
So, where are you? You said that you're not from around Ardalon. Where do you normally reside?
Just in the. Wait, does the forest outside here have a name? Hold on, let me look at the map.
It does.
Where are we?
It is specifically the
Fairglow?
Fairglow. The reason it's known as the Fairglow is because the there's a lot of like bioluminescence that goes on. It's essentially it turns into the Avatar forests from Pandora during the evenings and during the nights.
Very cool. No, I'm from the. My base is in the Fairglow Forest. I spend most of my time there, but occasionally I come here to visit good old Syraxis. I take it you've lived here your whole life?
Pretty much, yeah. Although I did take a year to travel.
Where to?
Here and there. Just wanted to expand my horizons.
Oh, there's a lot of world to see out there. Not all of its kind. But good to take it in.
I imagine I saw some of the unkinder parts of it, but the sights were breathtaking.
Indeed. But I've mostly settled down in the forest there, and occasionally go out on missions with Syraxis, but otherwise I'm perfectly content where I am.
I took you to be a man of the cloth, but are you a druid?
I am both. Circumstance of my past, two different paths led to both. So, yes.
That certainly sounds fascinating.
It's I don't know. It's fulfilling. Carrying out doing good on the surface in the name of my god. Tending to the forest best I can. Fills my days.
It is nice when one has found that calling.
And I take it that yours is carving, shopkeeping.
Indeed. That's what it feels like. fills me with more satisfaction than anything else I've ever done. And I've honed it well over the years.
And you plan to keep that up for the rest of your life?
God's willing, but well, some things don't always work out.
Remind me again what you were shipping out that was stolen?
Wooden busts to a couple of nobles in Free Reach.
You're most popular then if word got out that far of your work.
Well, Audalon is a trade capital of the world. Merchants come here to trade, nobles come here to see the sights. And, well, to some, my story is part of the sights. And I'm thankful for that, although it's not the money I do it for.
Very selfless.
In a way, I suppose, but in a way, the shop is more so a way so that I can just keep on carving without any concerns.
I thought you found your calling. Also, throughout this whole time, I don't think Saros would be. He's like struggling to look you in the eyes. He does not really keep eye contact.
Darcy's eyes are sort of wandering as well. Just not out of any sort of discomfort, just sort of seeming distraction, yet he's still clearly focused on the conversation at hand.
I think Saros is just kind of wary of the people around him. And he's dressed in a kind of way where he's not like, it's not nice, proper clothing, but he does carry himself in a way that's very refined. So he's doing his best to like stay polite, and not bother anyone else. So he's really looking around to make sure he's not irking anyone.
Give me a stealth check just to see how well you blend into the background. Okay, it's not bad. Honestly, it's better than most people, and generally they're all tied up with their own individual conversations, so not many of them pay much mind to the two new customers having wandered in, especially given that, not too particularly unique of a look, a hooded traveler and a half-elf man. But yeah.
Oh, Saros isn't hooded.
Oh.
He doesn't wear a hood.
Oh. So you're... Okay, give me one moment. That changes things. Okay. Yeah. You would be getting stared at, specifically by this younger, what looks to be not necessarily like a couple or anything, but it's two human women just kind of sitting there, and both of them are just like hard gawking at you, and you cannot tell why, but they are looking. One of them had a noodle in her mouth before it like just dropped out, and you can hear them just kind of like whispering to one another, though you can't really make out what they're saying at this distance. The other table,
he's just gonna keep his head down.
Yeah, the other table is completely oblivious to your presence. They're enjoying their conversations probably a little too much. Yeah, after a couple of minutes pass, eventually the two girls stop like whispering to one another. They're just, back to their own conversations and kind of back to their own stuff. Eventually you see these two rather large bowls kind of get brought out in front of you, and it looks and smells absolutely divine. This light amount of steam is coming off of this like slightly brown stalk that you can see. Several strips of meat is kind of laid out on this thin yellow noodle that you can see, and there's like this bits of red and kind of like oily substance that are just sitting at the very top of it. You can see that it is some sort of peppers and such, and just sniffing around on the top of it, it's a little spicy. But there's also like a variety of like smaller vegetables kind of placed around the edges, and it overall is like a pretty nice presentation for like a venison noodle stew. For a set of venison noodles.
Just the smell alone clears the sinuses.
I haven't smelled something like this in a long time.
Well, bon appetit.
Mhm.
Do we
Yeah.
have to roll con checks or something?
Hey, yeah, I want to see how well you guys deal with the spice. Give me some con checks. The DC is different for. Well, actually, no, it'd be the same for both of you. Oh, Ooh. Darcy, like
That's rough,
I
bud.
did, I did give a save. Is that okay?
no, they're both. Oh, actually, yeah, it would have been a con check, but it's fine. I'll just take the.
Okay,
15
well that would have
instead.
been a 15 total.
Yeah, that's still pretty good. Darcy, yeah, you don't have too much of an issue. Like, you go about it slowly just because you're like, trying to be a little bit careful just in case it's extremely spicy. And it is, but after kind of like mixing it into the actual, the stew and the noodles, you're like, oh, wow, this is really good because it genuinely enhances the flavor and it brings out a lot of the kind of the meat's quality that is very difficult to see otherwise. But you look up and you can see Saros is like slightly red in the face.
He's trying his best not to show it.
It's gone from that nice deep midnight blue to almost purple.
Yeah, there's like a bit of coughing, and you can see that he's holding his nose in portions. He's just but Saros, the noodles are delicious, just like unexpectedly spicy. Not necessarily because you're not used to the spice, but because this was like it hit you all at once, and all of a sudden it's like at the back of your throat, and you're like, oh god. Oh.
A whole pepper flake got stuck there.
Yeah.
However badly he wants to cough, he's not going to do it because he's not going to bring attention to himself.
Give me a con save.
Okay. Hey.
Oh, yeah. No issues. You managed to stifle the cough and just like turn it into very quiet grunts instead. But yeah. Eventually the noodles are done and both of you are sweating profusely, and you can see why now the actual doors of the establishment are open even in this chill. Yeah. Absolutely delicious. And honestly, probably well worth the amount of money that you paid for it. Even if it was outrageous.
I will need to figure out what spice that was. Am I trying my own cooking?
It was delicious, but I don't think I'll have it again.
Maybe a smaller amount.
Perhaps. And if they leave, he's just gonna like, as soon as they leave, he's gonna like go around to some like the side of the building and just start coughing.
Yeah. After a little bit, you just like Darcy, you walk around the corner with him, and he just starts coughing into the alley. After about a couple of minutes, he manages to stop, get a breath of himself before he starts coughing again. But eventually, the coughing ends, and you two make your way back to your store, probably about an hour or so later. The rest of you have found yourselves already back at Darcy's store, just kind of wandering around the front of it, considering the door is locked, and you have no way to get in, unless there was something else that you guys wanted to do.
Not necessarily.
It's funny if he thinks that door will stop me.
Do you break down Darcy's door?
No, I just say that.
Yeah. Right as you get into earshot, Darcy, you hear Syraxis kind of say that.
Would that be coming out of the allowance your wife gives you?
No. I mean, admittedly, I could pay for it, I suppose. I just don't get. Well, he kind of thinks for a moment. Technically, I do get paid for like my night stuff. I just don't take the money.
Regardless, please do not break my door for any reason. Unless it is literally life or death.
As you say that, he's literally like he opens his mouth and like raises the hand before he hears you say. He just puts it back down.
Yeah. All of you are now gathered in front of Darcy's store.
So, where to now? That walk. Oh, that felt like an eternity.
I think it's suffice it to say as well, by the way, something that I just remembered because I looked at my inventory. Eclipse has sunglasses now, which are actually goggles of, the night vision thing. If you remember that, Jake.
Yep, I remember.
Oh yeah, we did visit the magic store.
I just have like sunglasses now.
Yep. You guys just see him wearing sunglasses.
Look, Soros, he's joined the club. I say, pointing to the glasses.
Are they a cool shape?
I don't remember.
I
I think they were
can't
like a
remember.
weird shape.
I'm pretty sure they were weird as well.
Yeah. Like they were weird in some way, some fashion.
I don't think the rest of the party knows about our sunglasses.
I don't think they do either.
Do you
Put
show
them on
off your
sunglasses.
sunglasses?
Yeah, put them on.
Yeah, I'll
February.
reach into my
Yeah.
cloak and pull mine out.
Yeah. The
We find
rest of you
pictures.
watch as these two pull out very interesting, somewhat matching sunglasses. As in someone matching because they're both weird.
Where do I?
I'm gathering
Oh.
pictures.
Damn, I've only had minor illusion.
Now, like, I get why I have them. Why do you two have them?
I think yours are the star ones, and then mine are like the weird dragon ones.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, they.
The dragon ones
Why?
don't do anything. They're not even sunglasses. You know what?
Ones are awful.
It is not for practicality. Understandable. It is a fashion choice.
I'm pretty sure we decided that Syraxis picked those himself.
Yep.
So you're gonna get a bonus to charisma, right?
Ooh,
If
Sure,
only.
against specific people.
It's a negative bonus.
I was about to say maybe against something that has like a 0 charisma itself. But yeah, no, he puts
Man.
them on, and like they do match his like size. So you have to imagine that like they are probably about like 200% larger than like a typical pair of sunglasses.
Hmm.
But yeah, they have like 0 practicality behind it. Like just by the design, light would easily pass through a lot of the middle part, but Thraxis just kind of looks down at you.
looking good.
Oh yeah.
One of my
I-
prized possessions.
Do they serve a purpose, or they just like you just
Well,
have?
They are sunglasses.
Mine do. That's another question.
Yeah, I get that yours block out the sun for sure, but his.
I just
I
wanted
don't-
to be included.
I see. Okay.
They do look good.
They look like dragons.
Yes, kind of like me when you think
Good
about
choice,
it.
buddy.
If there's things to discuss, Darcy will go over and unlock the shop. Might as well do it inside rather than out in the cold.
Is it cold for you?
Mildly.
No. Admittedly, I can't really tell.
I think this is pretty nice, honestly.
Yeah, I felt about normal, honestly.
If anything, it's a little warm, but I guess that's just me.
You are from the Northlands.
I don't know. It's okay. I think the humidity making it worse. Messing up my hair.
Oh no, what a problem.
It's not a problem for me on account of me not having hair.
Yeah, I guess going inside then.
All right. Oops, sorry, I'm changing the time. Oopsies. But yeah, as all of you kind of wander within the interior of the actual shop itself, you do have to light several candles or lanterns, as it has gotten to the point where it is now dark within the city, even though it's still relatively early. Only about 7-ish.
All right. So, aside from finding, why did you come here specifically? Did you have something you wanted to ask me about, or what? New information, something?
Admittedly, I can't quite remember.
Yeah, it feels like it's almost been months.
Sorry, it's been a little bit. We're just here to share information, right? So we know where the package it was already sold and it was dropped off.
Right.
The job was given to uh, Darren's brother from the prison, and we know what prison it is.
I'm sorry. What? What? Darcy was not there for any of that. I don't think.
Yeah, we're sharing information now.
It's in his
Okay.
mind.
'Cause this
Is
is
is Reggie here?
Yes, I
Good
believe you
question.
retrieved Reggie.
Well, I guess were we gonna be leaving today?
What?
Like, were we leaving at all today? Because if not, I mean, he probably would have no reason to be here.
yeah.
I mean, it's getting late at night,
Day.
so I doubt it.
It's like the middle of the afternoon.
We just said it was getting dark. You were gonna light candles.
Yes. It's
It's-
winter.
Yeah.
It's like 7 o'clock.
That's not mid-afternoon. That's evening.
It's like 5. The sun sets at 5 in the winter.
No, it is 7.
Oh, it is 7?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
then
it was
is
around 5 when you left the guard post.
Okay, then yeah, I'll say Reggie will probably still be back at the manor then. If since it's this late, I doubt we're gonna be going anywhere. So no, he is not here.
All right. So the dragon bones and the other shipment have been sold or taken by the person who put the thieves up to it. And the person who put them up to the job is in prison, and you do not know where this prison is, but you wish to go and speak, but you know who the prisoner is.
No, we know which prison it is. It's the tower, the demiplane prison. Is it called the tower?
Yes.
Is it called the Tower?
It's called the Tower.
Yeah.
Yes, it is called the Tower.
There's Luna Park. Within the
But you also
prison,
do not know where the tower is.
the tower.
I thought it would be quite infamous in this area.
Do we know enough about this prison, or is it like something people wouldn't normally know about?
Give me a history check. Those of you who resided in Ardalon for a long period can give me it with an advantage.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna
boy.
bother making the check.
I'm not gonna bother making the check because Darcy already knows.
Yeah, Darcy knows. Darcy's very well aware.
There's no way Eclipse would know.
This is true.
I didn't roll at advantage. Here, I'll just do it again.
Sure.
Oh my.
Even better.
It's not terrible.
Don't.
Zane, you've heard of it. Thraxis, you've heard of it. You don't know where it is, how it's occupied, or how it functions, but Celesto, you're a little bit more kind of familiar with it, just because you've.
My parents told me stories of this.
Jesus
Of course I
Christ.
didn't.
They told me all about it. How they put away lots of bad guys there. Oh, I know all about it.
Yeah. You actually would know a pretty significant sum about, in regards to it, and Darcy would know basically this and more, but what it is that it is a demi-plane prison. So one, escape from it is nearly impossible, because the way that it's set up, like on the interior of this demi-plane, it is severed from the energy of the milestones. So there is no magic whatsoever within the interior of this. Unfortunately, due to that, elves and various longer-lived races actually suffer a lot more in this prison, and not really like that they like suffer physically more. It's that they age at slightly slow, at like significantly accelerated rates. So
Oof.
they have. It's been said that elves, who can live like literally thousands of years on the material plane, their lifespans get reduced to about 200 if they reside in this prison. Humans, literally no change to anything. But it's the same with gnomes as well. Their lifespans get reduced significantly, and actually dwarves aren't affected nearly as much. So their typical lifespans, if I recall correctly, was like 500, 600. They get reduced to like 300, 400. But it's a pretty heavy toll on a lot of people because of how different it is and how like significantly the lack of magic there is. However, even though there is like a severed connection to the milestones, sometimes there is enough pull that it can like if you're a powerful enough creature or wizard or something, you could literally sever a portion of this demiplane and pull milestone energy into it. Theoretically, it's been proposed, but it has never been practically done. But yeah. Aside from that, the entrance of it kind of like shifts and changes regularly. So only very few people know exactly where it'll end up at all times. And like it's always in a kind of closed off and difficult to get to location that is well guarded. So
Out of curiosity, Jake, was that where Dorn was locked away at, or was he locked somewhere else?
He was locked away in a normal jail.
Okay.
There
I was about to say, because if he is there, that makes this oddly more terrifying.
No. There was like previously, this is actually a relatively new thing. This prison was only established like maybe 5-10 years ago, and it wasn't in regular usage until recently. But yeah, it's kind of terrifying. But yeah, as you guys are kind of like having this conversation, you can see bits of snow begin to drift in just on the outside, which is strange because snow not often. You don't see it very often here.
This early in the season?
Mm-hmm.
Odd.
You're not going to be able to find the tower unless you speak to a guard who's higher up in the chain of command. The location of it is constantly changing, and in general, it is in places that you cannot just simply wander into.
I thought you were well connected with the guard. Wouldn't you be able to get us access?
I could. I simply need to get in touch with my father.
Okay, yeah. That'd be great. 'Cause I believe that's our only lead so far.
He'll likely be reaching out himself within a day or so, given I've provided the information on the creature we discovered in the sewers. They would say try his home, but he's never there. And he doesn't keep a permanent office either.
Oh wow. That's unexpected.
He's the captain of the guard for the entire city, and there are a great many things to handle in each district all on their own.
Oh.
He doesn't like to be tied down either.
Well, should we wait for him to contact? Or should we maybe check out the area where the drop was made?
It would probably be a good idea for at least someone to check out where the drop was made.
Okay, we could check it out.
Unfortunately, my magic is still low after last night.
Yes. Well, and it's getting dark. Zane, you mentioned it was in the district of Wine where the drop happened.
Sorry, just no. I believe it was the district of Love. Actually, completely forgot.
It was the District of Wine, specifically in the southeastern portion of it. There was supposed to be a location with a mark, and I believe that's where it was supposed to be dropped off. You were told about like one of the principal vineyard owners, a Bati, and that you could probably speak to him if you wanted access.
Yes, it's happened in the district of Wine.
Okay, well, should we get there first thing tomorrow to see if there's any trace left?
I doubt there would, but yes, I agree. We should at least check it out.
Is there a reason that we can't do that tonight?
Well,
See how
I
far we are?
presume some people want some rest.
Well, the city's not incredibly large. You could probably walk down there in like 30 minutes.
What? It's like 7. I kind of like look outside. It's like going on 7 or a little past 7. Like, what are you, like 80? Do you go to bed at 9?
So I do go bed at 9. How'd you know?
Wow.
I certainly will be tonight. I didn't sleep the night prior. I wanted to make sure everything was ready to present to the guards. So I am not really even at 100%.
Yeah, you look awful. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, yes, you did say you were
So I
copying
will.
the book.
So I will leave it to you all, and I'm going to get some sleep.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, my sister made cupcakes, and she stopped by last night. If any of you would like one.
What flavor are they?
Chocolate with a hint of citrus.
Okay. Great. You know,
Sir Axis gives you like a disgusted look.
Okay. They don't have any tree nuts in them, do they?
I don't think so. Are you allergic?
Yes. Quite allergic, actually.
Oh,
Oh
But not-
boy!
Not
Oh.
deathly allergic.
first got a
It doesn't
peanut
matter if
allergy.
you're deathly allergic or not. I don't know if EpiPens exist in this world.
Yeah, do you have a way of like fixing it? How did you
I-
find out you had this allergy?
Well, I ate this cookie
Marshmallow.
that had this
Uh-huh.
big white nut in it. And they had to bring me right to the temple as I started getting hives. So
Were you able to breathe? Like,
yeah, well, I could breathe, but it was uncomfortable.
so it's like a minor allergy. It's not anything
Yes.
too bad. Oh,
Oh
you made it seem like it
boy.
was a lot worse than that.
Oh, did I? I said it was not deadly.
See Zane just writing it down.
Deadly allergic to peanuts.
No, it's tree nuts.
Yeah, tree nuts, not peanuts.
Yeah,
Mm,
completely
I see.
Robert, I have a feeling I know exactly what you just put.
Yeah.
Yep, I knew it.
Yes.
I suppose I'll try one, but I must say I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of fruits and vegetables. But I guess, if it's just the flavor essence of it, I guess it's not that bad.
You give it a try, and honestly, it's not bad.
Yeah, I kind of like. How big are they? Are they like the little mini ones, or are they like standard size?
They're like normal. Yeah, they're like normal sized muffins.
I just like look at them, kind of like smell them, like just kind of look around for a moment before I just eat the whole thing in like one go.
It's
Oh,
pretty
yep.
good.
Yep.
It's a little dry though. Like,
How long have these been here?
Since last night.
No, I can tell.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not bad. I will say, orange,
Little
not a
dry,
bad
I
flavor.
imagine.
Well, hold on. Actually, I kind of like 2 more. Are there like actual pieces of orange? Is it just like actually like just flavoring?
it's actual orange. There's like actual orange inside.
Oh, that's awful. Oh,
That's
hold on.
a wild
I kinda like-
combination for a cupcake.
I
Actual
step
oranges.
outside and like spit it out. Okay, so look, I'll chalk that up as you not being aware of Dragonborn. But okay, let's put it this way: We do not like typically fruits and vegetables. Specifically eating them.
Autumn loves fruits and vegetables.
Is that a dragonborn?
It's a dragon.
Okay, well I think it's missing the born.
Are
It's a
you
common
sure
misconception. It's fine.
Are you sure you're not just a picky eater?
No. Okay, look. You're half human, yes.
Yes.
Okay, open your mouth.
I'm well aware of the structure of my teeth. Thank you.
Yes. Now look at my. I open mine.
It is
Fair.
a jaw.
Basically,
Yeah.
I'm pointing out that
I
there's
imagine
no
it's
like.
mostly sharp teeth.
Yeah, there's
no
like there's
mold.
no yeah. So it's like eating fruit is pain.
Even
I
if it's like a
can-
little bit of fruit.
Oh, like I said, the flavor's fine.
So if we get it to you in drink form, you're good.
Yeah, yeah. Like orange one, I do like the little. Good.
Okay.
Well, my sister mostly does the baking as a hobby.
No, other than that, what did you want to go check it out tonight? Because I mean, I'm fine with going out. I'm not exactly tired or nothing.
But yeah, let's
So
go.
like if a couple of us wanted to do that, I'd be fine doing that.
I mean, we might as well. It beats spending a few hours tomorrow when we could be doing anything else.
Yeah, it's fine by me.
Like, I mean, it is a bit dark, so I'm sure I'll struggle with seeing, but you know.
Well, let's go while the trail is still warm.
Okay. So all of you guys kind of wander off towards the District of Wine. And yeah, it's not terribly difficult to get there. So, and as far as I'm aware, all of you are not going to get lost. But give me a
Darcy
D100.
is staying home. He needs to sleep.
Yeah.
Darcy's EP.
Darcy is EP. Give me a D100. Let's see. Saros.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with 1 exhaustion and 27 health.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Pretty good.
Then why do we roll boring numbers on the D100?
Yeah.
This
Either
is-
roll 1 or 100. I don't care about anything else in between.
Fortunately, nothing too exciting happens. As you guys kind of wander off towards.
You mean unfortunately?
Okay, unfortunately, nothing exciting happens. As you guys wander off towards the District of Wine, passing through the rest of the District of Love, passing by the actual theaters, and you can see that there's like a lot of bustling activity, especially this late at night. There's a variety of these like magical torchlights and things that are kind of surrounding the two theaters and the large plaza in which they find themselves. There's a lot of activity, even this late at night, and you can see that there's various locations where there's these like little mini bonfires that are set up in braziers, where some people are kind of standing around, they're talking, chatting with some folks here and there. There seems to be some sort of like almost like a market around the entire square as you guys walk and pass by it. Did you want to make a stop, or did you want to just keep going?
I'm going. We don't need to
I
stop.
don't need to stop. I don't need to stop for anything.
Right. Yeah, you guys continue onwards, pressing on, eventually kind of passing through the various different larger crowds, and instead finding yourselves in the edges of the District of Wine. Given how late it is and how deep within the season it is, you can see that a lot of the like the grapevines, the vineyards, all of it are kind of empty. they're prepped for the winter. You can see what appears to be like large sheets that are kind of like draped over the top of some of these vineyards, or like the actual vines themselves. Maybe to protect them from the frost, the cold. You're not entirely sure. But yeah. Eventually you kind of wander up to some of the buildings within the District of Wine. You could try and make your way yourselves to the location, or you could kind of speak and find some of the larger houses within the District of Wine where you could see a large variety of, like, probably the owner of the majority of the vineyards resides. Which one would you like to go to?
Looking for a Mr. Bati or Mrs. We don't know.
Do you
For
say that to a
Bati.
random passerby?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see this human woman kind of looks at you. Oh, yes, Bati. He's just in that building over there. If you want to talk to him, I'm sure if you just knock, he'll probably open it himself. Though there's a chance that one of his servants might, and he'll just come barreling through the door anyways.
Thank you.
Of course. She kind of wanders off. Yeah, the building that she pointed to was like the largest central building in the District of Wine. You can see that the base of it is surrounded by these grapes and vineyards, like fields and fields. There's no other building that was nearly as tall, because it's almost like a miniature mansion that's basically like sorry, that's basically like 5-6 stories tall. And you can see there's like these small, almost eccentric towers that are kind of jutting out of it. It's a strange building, to say the very least, but it's arguably very aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, you wander up to it. You guys just knock on the main door.
Yeah, I will. I'll just knock.
After you.
All right, but yeah, you knock on the main door, and it's kind of quiet for maybe about 15-20 seconds, until you hear the shuffling of some feet kind of wandering up to the actual door itself. And you see the doors opened by what appears to be a butler of some sort. An older gentleman, probably late 50s, human man, graying hair, kind of looks out at all of you. Yes, can I assist any of you in something?
Greetings. I am Celesто Farhold. Maybe you've heard of my parents, but I digress. We are looking to speak to your master, Bati.
Ah, Master Bati. I, yes, what sort of business do you have with Master Bati?
Well, we are adventurers, and we are currently looking for something which we believe is in this area or was in this area at one point. And we just like to ask him for permission, look around, or if he's ask him if he's seen anything.
Can you be more vague with the details, please?
Okay, I could be more vague, no problem. We're looking for something that someone needs.
Oh, I think you need to be more vague.
We're people doing things.
You just see he kind of looks down and just face palms almost. Look, I don't want to disturb Master Bati without a specific reason. If you can produce one, please, by all means. But if you're going to be so generic with it,
I'll speak up as he says that and just say, we are conducting an investigation for Lady Rosewood.
and
and our investigation requires your master.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. That is perception. There we go.
Okay.
I totally helped in that role.
Yeah. He kind of looks at you.
I just look at him, straight face.
Speak with Master. Let's see. Master Partanisa. He will be. I will let you know if he decides to speak with you or not. Please wait here a moment. He closes the door.
You know, whenever someone says, "Could you be more of something?" Like, I understand that you could be, but you know, it was sarcasm, right? You don't have to actually be more of the thing that they said sarcastically.
Yeah, his parents probably haven't taught him sarcasm.
What if it wasn't sarcasm?
You couldn't
They
tell.
Really? But there's always possibility.
Well, yeah, but there's also a possibility that any of us could all just drop dead at any moment.
Well,
But
as
you
you
know,
know,
or
Well,
not.
100.
in the magical community, we don't deal well with sarcasm.
No, I don't know.
Sarcasm, as we say, is the ways fools talk, as we like to be more direct with our talk, with our speech.
How many friends do
really?
you have?
A ton. My parents
Uh-huh.
introduced me to lots of people. Okay.
Oh, your parents introduce you to people.
Yes.
That
The
explains
sons and
it.
daughters of Lord,
That explains a lot.
knights. many
Out of
others.
curiosity, and I mean this in no like condescending way, but like, what have you done that hasn't been directly taken from your parents?
Excuse me?
Like,
What do you mean by that?
What have
Like,
you done yourself
taken
that
from
your
my
parents
parents?
haven't done?
yeah, like is there like surely there's something that like you yourself have done, right? Like without needing to
course.
throw their names around.
Yeah.
Name
This is one
3.
time.
Okay, maybe I set the bar a little too high. Name 1.
My parents once took me to the Umberlands, but
That
they left me
nope.
alone for half
how
a day.
long?
Half
Oh,
a day.
wow.
Oh,
No.
half a day.
And in
Oh,
that
Poor
time,
thing.
I saw a direwolf. Ooh.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. You
what'd
know
you do
we're
with
getting
it?
somewhere because direwolves are big. Yeah, what happened?
And it just went away.
Oh,
Oh.
That must have been quite a
did
terrifying
you like
experience.
did you yell at it? Like did you like use any cunning or guile to maybe like intimidate it or deceive it or anything like that?
Why? I have no need for that.
Oh,
All I
okay.
did was follow it for a little bit, and then I just lost
You
it.
followed it.
Yeah.
Why?
And I got lost in the forest, and then my parents came and saved me.
So what you're saying is
Wait, hold on. Wait.
this whole
No.
half a day thing was by accident.
Well,
Because you got
I was
lost.
intentionally tracking the direwolf, you see.
Sure.
And I
Why
may
though?
have
Why were you
gotten
tracking it?
Well,
Were you trying to?
wanted-
Well, okay. Now maybe there's a viable answer here. Like why? Yeah. Like why would you be
I've
tracking or like following a direwolf?
I've once heard of stories where you can raise the pups
Oh wow.
wolves. And
You
I
were
was just very
trying to
curious.
steal a child from a parent direwolf.
No, well, I just wanted
You
to
know-
see some.
You
pups.
you could just many cities have like wolves and lesser wolves like domesticated, right? You don't have to go steal them from nature. In fact, that's even worse. Like you're more liable to.
Your magic, can't you like make one?
That's actually a good point.
That's not the same thing. You're summoning them from a different plane to assist you.
Yeah. That's
This
what
is an
Autumn
animal
is,
from
and
this
Autumn is
plane.
my best friend.
You hear Autumn chirp.
Very loyal.
But yes, okay. So going back, so you're not here with your parents now. Out of curiosity, what happened to separate you from them? Like, what happened to get you from wherever you were before to here, on your own?
Oh, my parents don't stay in one place very long. I guess much like Darcy's father. They tend to
Sure.
move around, don't stay much in a place.
Yep, adventurers do that. Why aren't you with them?
And they just haven't been back in it's been half a year now.
It's half
on.
a year?
What's the normal turnaround time on their return?
Like a month.
And yet, the fact that they've been gone for, say, 6 months doesn't concern you in any
It
capacity.
took you half a year to finally do something?
No, okay.
That's actually a good point. What have you been
Well-
doing for the last 6 months?
I was mostly sitting around in my bedroom crying, but I got a letter.
Nothing. You weren't doing anything. For
My
half
eyes
a
go-
year.
My eyes go wide, and I just lean over to Saros, and I'm just like, how old do you think he is? Like, are we? Would this be considered
what, that is-
kidnapping?
That is a good question. How old are you?
Oh well. I am a strong 24.
Okay, it could have been worse, I
I'm
guess.
a big kid, okay? Okay?
Okay.
You're not a kid.
Big kid.
24
wanna
should
say
not
I-
refer to.
I appreciate how you make all of these bright, chipper characters that are honestly very deeply depressing.
So,
Big kid is the wrong term to use. You are an
No,
adult
that's what my
man.
mom calls me.
Okay, that's where the problem is. You realize that, right? That's where the problem is.
What? No.
Yes.
There's a lot of love in there.
well, I'm sure
there's
there
a lot
is.
of love, but you just admitted to us that you stayed by yourself for 6 months while your parents could be who knows what.
Well, that's why I'm here, because I got a letter saying I should come here.
Okay, let me ask you something. If you didn't get that letter, what would you be doing right now?
Adventuring, of course.
I'm
know,
not
I
staying
was
in your
eating
room.
ice cream and donuts.
Now I'm a
Yeah.
little concerned because like, what combat experience do you have?
My father trained me extensively.
I mean,
My
sure.
Okay, but like
father taught me
real
lots of
life
magic.
combat experience.
We fought those ooze monsters.
That
that it?
doesn't count.
Wait, that was on the job.
Yeah, that was my first time.
Oh man!
So hold on.
Why did your wife hire him?
I don't know, but okay. So there's a lot to be retraced here. So you're 24, yes,
Yes, I'm a big
and
kid.
your parents usually are back within a month's time after their travels.
It's amazing you still live with your parents, by the way.
I mean, hey, the economy's tough this time of year, all right? I'm not
That's
going
why
to
I
judge
live.
anyone. So yes, your parents are usually back within a month, but it's been 6 months now, and that doesn't concern you.
Yeah, I'm deeply concerned. That's why I was
Okay.
crying in my
Concerned
bedroom.
enough to stay in your
Gotcha.
room doing nothing.
So, out
Well.
of curiosity, who the letter? Who is it from? Was it from my wife?
I think, it didn't have a name, but it told
He
me
didn't have
to
a
talk to your
name,
wife.
and you just
Okay.
followed it.
No, I'm
I
like,
think I
100% sure it
understand.
came from one of my parents. They had to, even though it wasn't their handwriting and it didn't smell like them. I'm sure
Okay,
it came from
Smell
them.
like them.
Okay, no, I think I know what's happened here. I kind of like turn around and like kind of gather everyone else and like pull them close really quick, and I'm just like, so I think my wife actually meant to hire one, if not both, of his parents,
And he got the letter and believed it was
and
for
it
him.
seems as though he got the letter in their absence.
I thought your wife would recognize that
Oh,
that is not the person that she requested.
Well, yes, but you know, it's the child of a duo of adventurers. You would expect some level of, like, you know, training. Like, I don't blame her, honestly. Up until just now, I figured that he had just as much training as like anyone else here. Okay, I kind of like stand back up and like turn back around. So yes, all this blah blah blah. Where by chance did your parents last go?
Did they tell you at least?
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
Where?
where?
They told me they're gonna do some research on the milestones. I'm
But
not sure
did they
which
tell
one.
you where?
Yeah, that tells you what they did, not where they
Well,
went.
They usually tell me when they get back what they did.
Oh
Their story.
man.
And just to confirm
Huh.
again, you know, because you know this is baffling to me, really. But you have no actual training in combat aside from what I would imagine at best are like sparring rounds between
Yeah,
you and your
well,
parent.
I guess you could say that. You know, I've done sparring. I have a mentor, but
Oh,
Have a
okay.
mentor?
Who's
not
that?
a mentor.
I mean, hey, you know, we all start somewhere. I have a mentor. He's still around.
I mean, fair,
Who?
yeah.
His name is Eric Brassbottom. He's from Umber. Yeah, I'm from Umber. He's more
Okay.
of my magical, you know, artificer mentor.
Okay, so he's
He
more like a
simply
crafter.
is not a fighter.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And when I was young, I had my uncle teach me how to fight.
So you're kind of just winging
How
it.
much younger
You
were
know,
you?
like 12 years ago.
So you were 12 when your uncle taught you how to fight, and you have not fought since then.
Not for real, no.
You know,
Oh.
it's impressive that he
Ooh.
hasn't pissed himself down there when we were fighting.
No, my
Yeah,
parents told me lots of stories when at that time.
I must
Listen, man,
commend you
stories
for your
are one
bravery.
thing.
I'm not afraid.
Stories
Well,
ain't gonna
yes,
help you
that's-
when you're surrounded by a bunch of wolves.
Well, I have you guys here.
For
Our
now.
look, I don't mean this in any like mean way, but like it's not my obligation to like ensure that you survive. Like, don't get me wrong, I want you all to survive. But like surely you understand that like you know I would expect some level of experience from
Oh,
like a
no.
lot of you.
I have lots of knowledge. One, I can fix you up your armor. Two,
Yeah, I have
um,
servants to do that.
I can throw a couple punches here and there. Three,
I can do that.
I can I can make a sandwich.
Oh.
Anyone can do that.
Whoa.
Nowadays
like-
it's a bit
not
hard
like
to say,
me.
but
You see, I put something in between. I put peanut butter and I put jelly. I
I'm
put them
sorry, hold
together.
up. You just said you can't eat tree nuts. And now you telling me you put peanut butter in a sandwich?
you're living dangerously, aren't you?
Oh wow.
Well, actually, hold on, wait, time out. I do like the little Shaq timeout pose. I'm like, hold on. Over the last like 6 months, what have you been eating?
Peanut butter and jelly.
And where? Okay, so yes, we've established that seems
You're
to
not
be what you
allergic
like
to
to eat.
peanuts.
Where? No. There's a more pressing matter here. Where did you get all this stuff? Like the supplies to make these?
Wait, hold
peanut
up.
butter
First of all,
sandwiches.
as well, you've just been eating peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Well, it's one of the many recipes I know, but it's
I'm not too familiar with half tabaxi biology, but I can't imagine that is a healthy diet.
No, it's not good.
He's
Whoa.
not dead, I guess, so it seems to be working.
He's not dead,
And
so that's a
Celesta
good
just
sign.
collapses from malnutrition.
If you're
Looking
hungry,
at
What
I
him,
have
can
you
give
been
my
eating?
famous sandwiches.
looking at him, there are actually give me a medicine check.
Oh
I'm
no.
concerned.
To all of us?
Anybody who wants to.
Sure, fuck it, why not? Yeah.
We ought to start doing like a 5-point inspection on him. Like,
Oh my god. Oh. Well, Syraxis, he doesn't look terribly awful. It's just he doesn't look very good.
because like, I mean, look, my concern is that like, so you're a half tabaxi, half human, yes?
Well, I have the backseat, quarter human, quarter elf. You know.
Sure,
Oh my
sure, same
God.
thing. Half tabaxi. My daughter is half dragonborn, half human, and at her age, like, you know, given the dragonborn part, like, she has to eat a lot compared to normal people her age, and like, surely you, like, just eating peanut butter sandwiches cannot be viable
Listen, I'll
in the
spare
long
you the
term.
question. It's not enough.
Yeah, I don't know
Well-
what your diets are like, but like, I
I
don't.
mean, if I'm hungry, I just eat more. I don't see the issue here.
Zane,
How does he look for the
Saros,
rest of us?
Eclipse?
Yeah.
He looks like he's getting scurvy.
Good
Right.
thing I had that cupcake.
Like he's not in like the advanced stages of scurvy, but like it's getting there.
We're in
Plus,
like
about to
a
lose several
vineyard,
teeth.
right?
You are in a vineyard, yeah.
Are there any like grapes nearby?
Fortunately, it is no longer harvesting season, so there are actually no fruits on any of the vines.
Jeez. Like, I know I said I don't like like fruits and vegetables, but I still like eat supplements. How have you survived?
I don't understand. I have my veggies from the bread. I
That-
have my
that
fruit
doesn't
Your
from the
veggies
jelly.
from the bread?
I get my protein from the peanut butter. I don't see the issue here.
You get green and
Oh,
protein
man.
and like pastified fruits. That's not nearly. What do you drink?
Water.
Okay, thank the gods for that. I thought you were gonna say that you drink like something
Real
awful.
quick. Real quick, before we continue, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all peanut butter jelly.
Now
Do you
that
not-
you think about it, you've only seen him eat peanut butter and jelly the entire time.
Do you not get bored of eating the same thing? Like,
But no, it's amazing. The
There was
sweetness of the
food
jelly,
offered
the
to us
savoriness
this
of the
morning.
peanuts.
Yeah, what were you
Did you
doing
go
this
out
morning?
of your way to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
No, I
What
have them
did-
right
yeah,
here.
like,
I
what if
take
you-
my hand my bag of holding. I just pull out like a sandwich.
Wait, so what?
You
did you
have
not
them
eat
in
what?
there?
Yeah, pre-made.
Did you
Isn't
not
that
eat?
amazing?
Well, no. Like, did you not even try and eat what I made this morning?
Hold up. Syraxis. First of
Yes.
all, Celesto, how long have they been in there?
I don't know actually.
Oh no. It's only a matter of time before he pulls one out that's moldy. But yes, what?
I just wanted to stop you real quick. I had to ask that.
Oh. Yeah, no, like, did
Hey,
you
I
not
think this is
eat
your-
anything that me and one of the cooks cooked this morning?
Yeah, I had some eggs. They're okay.
Okay. I'm surprised that somehow
eggs.
didn't like
How
shock
many
your
is some?
system.
Hey, I think this is your most existentially concerning character you've ever made.
How many eggs is some eggs?
I had like a bite. I had like half
You
a
had
bite.
a
bite?
bite.
I don't know.
Like,
it just
I
didn't
know-
fit with
look,
the
I can't
sandwich. I tried
scale-
putting them in between the peanut butter and jelly.
Putting them
It
in
did not
the
work.
sandwich?
Look, I can't scale like what you need compared to what I eat, because like I have to eat 3 times as much as a normal human. So like, you know,
Thraxus,
one egg sounds
I'll let you
vile.
know right now. We need to eat as much as a normal person does.
Well, yes, I imagine, but like, he kind of like stops for a moment. He just ate the one egg, and he tried to
Oh, he ate a bite of an
or a
egg.
bite of an egg, and he tried to put it in your sandwich.
Yeah, well.
Hold
yeah,
on.
Throw up the sandwich after?
Yeah, I mean, I just finished the sandwich.
I reach into my bag and I pull out like one of my rations. It's just like some jerky that's been like dried and
Yep.
like set up for who knows how
You got-
long. That like
You got like jerky, you got hardtack, there's some like dried fruits and vegetables. There's like some raisins, a few other things, and like
yeah, I pull out like some dried like fruits because like I imagine that's probably easier for me to eat. So like I pull out I don't know like some type of dried like I don't know apple like chips or something,
Yeah.
and then like some dried like boar or venison or whatever. I don't know what's common around here, and I'm just like here try this really quick.
Okay.
Not on a sandwich.
Yeah, no, just
you see him
You see
peel
him-
open the sandwich.
put the bag of holding down.
Okay. Closes the sandwich.
Yep.
Okay.
Now try the apples first, the apple chips.
He bites it like it's okay.
It breaks his teeth.
Cavity.
Oh my
He just
god.
his teeth just get shattered because he's not had any form of like calcium.
Oh my god.
Okay, and how was that?
Thankfully, it's not that bad, but
To be fair, the apple chips on the peanut butter jelly might not be too bad.
It's okay. It is missing that peanut butter taste. I don't know.
Oh
Okay,
my
goodness.
god.
Okay, here, try this. It's dried board. I've dried it and made it myself while at home. Here, I'll pull out like small piece.
Oh, wow, I haven't had meat in a while.
I don't even want to consider the implications of that. Here, eat this.
Do you want it? Dryly swallow. Ugh.
Did you chew?
Yeah. Oh.
Are you gonna be sick?
No, it's. I don't know. My body's rejecting it for some reason.
Well, no, I don't know. Yeah, it's
I
because
wonder
it's
why.
spice. It's because it's spice, and it sounds like you've not ate anything other than what you've said, meaning that your body probably is like going to explode at the sheer concept of something that's not peanut butter, grain, and jelly.
Doesn't feel as right.
Yeah,
I put like the rest of it in the sandwich. I just take a bite.
No, that,
Oh my god.
it's
Yeah, that feels better.
it's fine.
I smacked the sandwich out of his hand.
No.
The
I
sandwich,
put it on my bag.
as you take it out, it is like the edge of it is dry and crusty. You don't know when this was made, but it's like there's no mold on it, surprisingly.
Well, there's no oxygen in the bag of holding, though, is there?
yeah, I was about to say it can't really
This is
spread,
true.
can it?
Exactly. There's nothing for it to feed on.
Put the sandwich in the bag.
Okay, I guess I'll have dinner later.
No, you're eating regular meals now.
I eat 3 meals a day.
No, that's not a meal. That's a disaster waiting to happen.
Excuse me.
I'm glad that we addressed this so early. before Celesta just had a fucking
Scurvy
I have to
episode
ask.
in the middle
I
of the
have to ask.
fucking forest.
He took a little bit of peanut butter. Is he getting a little bit of hives at all, or no?
No, he seems surprisingly fine with the peanut butter.
You are a biological mess.
It is specifically tree nuts that he's allergic to. Ground nuts is fine.
Yeah,
This
my
peanut-
mom calls me an angel. So,
Do you think he can be fixed?
I can fix
I
it.
don't know. Like I've seen people when I was in the military. I've seen people that like they went in on like poor diets, and we had to wing them off of it into like something that's like more protein based that builds muscle. I don't even. Hold on, I put out my hand. I'm like, here, push up my hand really quick.
I'll push.
Give me a strength check.
Like, yeah, I should say like.
Surprisingly, there is still a decent amount of strength in his arms.
Yeah, he's been getting protein from peanut butter.
Yeah, I eat a lot of protein.
What I'm surprised by is the fact that his bones don't shatter from the force of his own movements.
All right, listen. You need to start like drinking milk, eating meat, vegetables, fruits. You need to start doing a lot of shit.
Hey, I used to drink milk with my peanut butter and jelly, but they kept going bad like really quickly. Like,
Did you
I
just
Did you
leave
not-
them out?
What are you supposed to put it?
Oh my god!
I'm surprised he has
Wait,
the
what was that?
milk.
I missed that. What did he just say?
What are
He's
you
not
supposed
been-
to do with them?
No. Like before that, what was he doing with the milk?
I asked if he left it out. He said, "What are you supposed to do with it?"
He was
Oh,
eating it with his
Christ.
peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That too, yeah.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
started getting chunky, so I just.
Oh,
He started getting chunky. Oh,
You know,
oh my god.
it is nothing short of like divine intervention that you have like
Live.
survived this long on your
What?
own, no less.
No, I-
Aside from combat skills and maybe a little bit of learning, what have your parents taught you? Because clearly they didn't teach you how to survive.
They taught me a lot of information about the world, creatures,
Okay, cool.
monsters.
Great, yeah.
Some important people here and there.
What about how to take care of yourself? Did they do that?
I don't like that
Okay.
silence.
Great. That's good to know.
That took you way too long to answer if there was anything there.
So many of Kay's characters are tellings of the horrors of helicopter parents
Oh,
and the sudden removal of them.
Okay.
I'm honestly kind of concerned, like, why they would leave you alone for any extended
for a
period of time.
month.
Yeah, like a
You said they
month on
usually
its
left
own
you
is like
for a
pushing it.
month. Did they leave you food when they left for a month, or did they just leave?
Yeah, they left me food. I just
Like
didn't know what to do
actual
with it.
food,
Yeah. Didn't know
not
what to do
peanut
with it.
butter and
Suddenly-
jelly.
You
They
know, I'm
left me with
suddenly
jelly.
realizing that, like, maybe leaving Scarlet on her own is, like, not that bad of an idea, considering what, she could be like.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Syraxis. Your daughter
Like-
seems a lot more put together than this man
yeah,
does.
I mean, the stereotype is that, like, she's technically, like, the only child of a noble family. You would think she's, like, spoiled and can't function on her own, but, like, despite the servants, she still knows, like, basic necessities of living.
I can talk to
Telesto, that's great. You need to survive. You realize that, right?
Of course, I'm an adventurer. I can do that.
Are you?
Are you?
Yeah, I went on a mission. Those slimes, those oozes. I'm an adventurer now.
You went on a job. You're practically a mercenary.
Jake, are we sure that, like, Reggie's not the sixth party member in that Celeste here is actually the squire? Like, am I being punked right now?
Reggie does know how to cook, so
I feel like now at this point, half the reason so many of us like for example, I have the chef feat.
Yeah, I have
Andy,
proficiency
you
in
were-
cooking
you were-
tools.
Yeah, you took that shit as well.
Well,
practically.
I was gonna take it. I ended up just taking the
You were
the
gonna take chef,
proficiency.
but you have
Yeah,
cook's tools.
I can still,
proficiency.
I still have the
I feel
proficiency, so
like
yeah,
this-
I'm on the same level.
I feel like the synchronicity there was the universe telling us that Celesto is a man-child that doesn't know how to feed himself properly. So we had to do this shit so he doesn't just fucking die of sudden
Some of our characters have a certain archetype. I'm a hunter.
sudden
You guys
system
can
failure.
cook, and this individual will die.
Right.
guys are-
So
You guys are the adoptive parents.
Celesto, while you are traveling with me, we are going to try something very drastic. Let's starting tomorrow. This is gonna sound
Okay.
wild, so like I'm gonna put a hand on the shoulder. No more peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh, what?
We are going to slowly wing you onto a actual diet.
I can do that.
Thraxis,
I can do that.
I can also train him in the morning if you want.
He's
'Cause he
gonna need a
seems
lot
to
more.
be, well, he seems to be at the very least the punching type, which is what I'm good at. So
You guys are coming together to raise a child. It's beautiful.
never
New rule.
in my life did I think I'd have to raise a 24-year-old man.
Yeah, new rule.
Big boy.
Never under any circumstances are you to be in any location without at least one of us present within like a 60-foot radius of you.
I'll be okay.
How early did you get up this morning?
I don't know.
Okay. We're gonna
We
need to work
supposed-
on a lot.
We're supposed to get up at a certain time.
Well, normally your body will wake you up at a time that fits, which for me is like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
totally
looking
me
at
too.
you, yours is probably like 1 p.m.
No.
So just
we
to
all have breakfast
confirm,
together.
over the last 6 months, you've not left the house like whatsoever.
Oh, of course I left the house. I still had a job with my mentor.
You had making things.
Yes, making things, tools, armor, sometimes.
Out of
Mostly magical
curiosity,
tools.
have you ever had like a how do I put this? Have you ever seen anyone in a romantic light?
How many women have you been involved with?
Does my mom?
No.
Okay,
does
that's a
that-
good
does
sign.
a woman-
Oh god.
does a woman
So you've not ever interacted with a woman in a more romantic light.
romantic? I guess not romantic.
Okay,
You know
that's a
what
good thing.
romance is.
No, stop. This is a good thing.
Oh boy. I'm afraid to ask this
I
next
agree.
question.
I agree. That is a good thing. We do not want more of this thing running around.
I am afraid to ask this next question, but we've gotten so far that I feel I have to ask it. Have your parents given you the talk?
Yeah, they talk to me all the time.
Okay,
No.
don't ever get within like 10 yards of my daughter.
No, I mean like the birds and the bees.
Yeah, of course. I'm 24. I
Uh-huh.
haven't had the birds and the bees talk.
You have.
Yeah, I've done
What's up?
extensive research into the birds and the bees.
Okay,
No, I'm not talking about the birds and the bees. You know that, right?
Yeah,
I'm not talking about the actual creatures.
yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
What am I talking about?
Birds and bees. What are you talking about?
Boy. Oh boy.
What kind of birds and what kind of bees?
Hummingbirds?
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, you.
You know, this mission suddenly, the stakes got rose. A lot.
I was going back into this. I was worried that Darcy was going to be once again the least qualified individual to be here.
Somehow the one with 2 adventurer parents.
How, by chance, did you reach level 4?
His parents are
Yeah,
real
knowledge.
good. His parents are really good.
You know
Just
what?
pure genetics.
So I'll just come out and ask, do you know what sex is?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not like the gender.
yeah. Of course.
At least he's not too
I'm gonna
far
have
gone.
An insight check.
I want to do an insight check.
Go for it. Are you lying? Actually,
He's
you
walked
can-
into his
you-
parents.
You can whisper me whether either a deception check or a persuasion check.
He's walked into his parents. You know.
Oh,
Before.
oh,
He knows what
that's
it
how
is.
he knows. I see.
Oh, they're just wrestling.
Would they actually sit him down and tell him that, or would they just say they're wrestling?
I think
At this
they
rate,
told him
no.
he was wrestling, but then they kept doing it way too often.
Your
Oh,
So
parents,
he's got confused.
your parents concern me. Jake, are there like, is there like a CPS like?
Child Protective
facility?
Services.
I think
There's
he's aged out of that by
no,
now.
Yeah, I don't think
unfortunately.
it would work with him.
Well, yeah, but surely the statute of limitations is not like what 6 years?
There is no Child Protective Services for someone who's 24.
Jeez.
It's just straight to prison.
Yeah, there probably would have been if he was much younger.
And you're sure you're 24?
Yeah. 24.
Absolutely positive.
Yeah.
It concerns me that you're only like 15 years younger than me.
He's 6 years younger than me.
Yeah, that's
Well, I
This
was
is
told
scary.
my father was like this when he was younger, but then he made it out in the
Oh.
world. So that's what I'm doing too.
Is there a reason they didn't take you with them?
Oh, well, they just told me it's too dangerous.
Oh.
And they
Your
take me
father was
someday.
exactly like this when he was younger.
Well, that's what my mother told me. So that's what my mom said. It has to be true.
No,
You know,
no, it doesn't.
I was only raised by one parent,
Same here.
and you know, I'm at a loss, really. I don't know what to say. This is new.
It is shocking to hear that being raised by one individual is apparently a lot better than being raised by two.
I'm just saying, I think that even having no parents is better than having whatever Celestial had.
Excuse me, are you guys making fun of my parents?
No, we're making fun of you.
Okay, I guess that's fine.
Stand up for yourself. Oh my lord. Oh boy. Yeah, we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot in this short interim of this man going to ask his boss something. It is truly incredible.
Yeah, did we just see like Bati listening in?
Yeah, he's on the balcony, just like directly on top of all of you, just leaning over it. Oh, are you guys done? I didn't want to
Yeah,
interrupt
I
your
think
conversation.
so.
Did you hear all that?
So incredibly entertaining. Oh yes, almost every single bit of it.
How do you feel
Oh.
about peanut butter jelly sandwiches?
Well, as of now, probably a little bit revolted, but you know, it could be
Yes.
worse.
Okay.
I've ate like 3 in my entire lifetime.
I have only had one. I did not enjoy
I
it.
do not even know what peanut butter is.
It is a
Especially-
butter made of peanuts. Here, let me come down.
I
literally-
gathered that.
You
Yeah.
literally see him just fucking jump off of the balcony and land right beside all of you. He pats
Nice.
himself down. Well, what an introduction to myself. Hey, what is introduction to you, my friend? He kind of looks at you, Celesto.
I'm sorry, that's
pats
how
him
you
on the
had to.
shoulder.
Oh, greetings.
Honestly,
Bucky, right?
Matt, you have
Yeah.
learned the same amount about him that we just did. So
Yeah.
we're all on even playing field now.
What an incredibly interesting individual. Mainly for the
Oh,
fact
yeah,
that you're still alive.
I'm Celesta. I'm son of Kylas and Moya Farhold.
Oh,
With the information that we've
adventures.
just obtained, I don't think you should like introduce yourself with that information just as a
wait,
heads
the
up.
the very famous adventuring pair.
Yes.
I did
You've
not
heard of them?
know they had the kid. No.
Well, that's because I'm making a name for myself now.
Wait,
And
hold up. You didn't know they had a kid?
No, I wasn't aware.
From
mean, that
everything
wouldn't-
Celesto has said, it seems that they got on him a lot. You would think that they would tell everybody that they have a kid. It would be a well-known thing, yeah?
Well, to be fair, I haven't spoken to them in ever, actually. I don't think I've ever spoken to
Well, I just figured news would travel or something.
them.
If
and
they're
news
that
will
famous.
travel, as I am an adventurer now.
Barely.
You're doing great, son. He kind of pats you on the shoulder. But I'm sure you're not here to listen to someone talk about their entire past and history. You're here for me. Welcome. Very nice to meet all of you. You see a bright and beautiful and incredibly well muscled red dragonborn kind of appear in front of you. He kind of does like a very deep bow. Oh, actually, no, sorry. He's a green dragonborn with like red highlights. So a lot of the he has like these.
He's a humanoid Espinas.
Yeah. But you can see here. Let me give you his token.
And honestly, it's still a glorious picture.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. But you see him kind of like take a very deep bow in front of all of you.
As much as I hate fighting Espinas.
Very, very nice to meet you. My name is Batty, and all of you have made an incredible impression on me already. I would love to work with you. I'm here. I am sure you're here for something. Is it wine? I'm be happy to provide wine. Is it something
I
else?
do need more jelly. Grape jelly?
No,
No.
do not give him more jelly.
It is not a product of this season, so unfortunately I am not able to provide any jelly. But in the future, if your friends believe it is wise, I'd be happy to provide you the highest quality grape jellies that you could get anywhere on this continent. And I swear by that. There has been no other grape jellies that I have had that has tasted and graced my taste buds. Mainly because I make it myself. But, I digress. Very nice to meet all of you. What can I really help you with? I won't even ask for payment. That story was just too entertaining.
Well, at least something good came out of it.
But yes, please. You are here for something, right? You're not just here to visit. No! If you were just here on a visit, I wouldn't say no. The company, the interest, the people. Certainly very interesting people.
Well, we're currently undertaking a investigation.
Hmm. Oh, wait. You are Lord Roseward.
Yes.
Apologies. Sorry, I was so distracted with your friend's story that I didn't really look around yet. Very fantastic to make your acquaintance.
Yes,
I
that's
heard a
for you.
lot
It's
about your wife and you.
well, I suppose that's to be expected. But yes, Zane, you have the details. Ask the man.
I believe any transactions that you might be aware of with said masked man.
With you, no, I don't think we've done deals before.
Sorry, not me. There's fucking read my notes.
Out of curiosity, did we meet this guy in the last game?
Yeah, I think you
Oh.
did.
This Dragonborn dude?
Yep.
No, last game?
In the Illyria game, in the previous Illyria game, I think you did beat him.
Wasn't he like close to Malthus last time?
Nope, he was also here.
Really?
Yep.
Were we here in the last game?
Yeah,
No.
you were.
Mm.
At one point, if I recall correctly.
Like, are we talking last game or like Andy's game long time ago?
I think Andy's game a long time ago. I think everybody.
Okay.
Okay, then
so-
yeah, that makes more
so it sounds
sense.
like-
But he does
I was
seem
like,
familiar.
last game, we definitely were not here.
Yeah, last game, no, not that one specifically.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
kind of what I thought you were talking about, but
Because like I do vaguely remember this guy, because I'm pretty sure I remember a like absolutely golden like peak interaction probably around the same time as this guy, which is the only reason I can vaguely recall it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to recognize any large transactions with regarding a pair of dragon bones.
Dragon bones. No, I would have been aware. That's incredibly expensive items. Although I don't deal with them, I do. Well, I am aware of some of them. I would love to get a set for myself to decorate my mansion, but it's just too. I guess it's too gaudy, just a little bit too much. I like to be extravagant, mind you. He kind of like flexes just a little bit, but even I think Dragon Bones is excessive. So no,
Well, it's
nothing very here.
I'm getting confused. I think I wrote the wrong shit. This is not the guy that Darren's brother sold it to, right?
No. As far as you're
Right.
aware, it was a drop-off point. It wasn't like a specific person that they were giving it to. They didn't put any sort of like notices or like they didn't tell who it was being sold to. Essentially what the notebook had said was that the offer was essentially to place the items at a certain location by a certain time and then they would get paid for it later.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to figure out where Bati fits in this.
He is the owner of the vineyards in this area, and the drop-off happened near here.
Okay.
And it was
Yeah,
it
so,
was
like-
it was said to have happened like in the southeast corner of the district of Wine, where it's essentially just fields and fields of vineyards. There's like a few smaller warehouses where like items are stored, but aside from that, it's mostly just literally fields and fields of just plants.
All right. Okay.
Show him the symbol and see if he recognizes it.
Let's pull out the piece of paper. See, we're looking for dragon bones that were stolen from our client, and
Oh,
it seems that the transaction or not transaction, but the drop off happened nearby, and this symbol is a clue to figuring out who stole them.
He takes the paper, kind of takes a look at it. It doesn't look familiar, to be honest. I'm trying to put this together, but he kind of like turns the paper upside down. No, it does not look familiar.
Can I inside him?
Yeah, go for it.
Has there been any suspicious activities around here at all
Well,
within the last handful of days?
to be entirely fair, my fields are open to the public. You can walk around, wander around, and you can even pick grapes. You just, if you're going to be taking any, you just have to pay for it. So, as much as I would like to say that there has been suspicious activity that I've noticed, I can't say that there has been, because I have not noticed anything. It is also an incredibly large area. It is not easy to take care of the entire place, and I have, as good as my eyes are, they are not perfect. So I cannot see everything.
Can I insight this guy just to make sure he's not trying to hide anything?
Yeah, of course.
Sounds better to me.
Celeste, when you did an insight check, honestly, his like almost like arrogance and slightly over the top attitude makes it very difficult to tell if he's actually telling the truth or being genuine or anything. So like you're not entirely sure which portions of his story are real, which portions of his story are just like flamboyance. But Zane, you have a little bit easier of a time. His confidence comes from not like deceptive confidence. He's genuinely like really just like that. And it doesn't seem that he has any intention of like withholding any sort of information in this. And from the best that you could tell, he's been honest so far.
Well, if your yards are open to the public, do you mind if we take a look around then? Or
of
what
course.
we're specifically looking for?
Please. Feel free. Just don't break anything. And I will have to give you a few rules. No running. And if you are injured, we are not responsible for it. Do you accept these conditions? No running
yeah.
unless absolutely necessary. I'll put that in. Just for you.
Sure.
Why would we be injured?
Because the vines are thick and you could trip, smash your face on something.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, there are stories that they have around here at Celesto that during certain times of years, the vines grow so thick that if you wander into it, you'll get dragged down and you'll never be seen again.
Whoa. Don't scrutinize my vineyards like that. That's over there. He kind of points towards the Fairglow Forest. That's over there, not in here. These are cultivated vines. They're very
Yes, but
docile.
I kind of lean back in. Yes, but he doesn't know anything about this stuff, so
Oh, that isn't already fair. It's horrendously vicious out there. Incredibly dangerous in the dark. So good luck. If you die, like I said, not my fault. Just don't die.
Ah, I
We'll
can't.
be here.
I can't die here.
He all of a sudden
Why
gets
can't
very,
you die?
very serious, and you see like this bright smile that was on his face fade. Anyone can die anywhere. But I digress. All of you, good luck. I am going to be visiting my home and sleeping. So if you, well, no, not sleeping. It's dinner time, isn't it? It's dinner time. I gotta hit the gym after. So enjoy. Walk around the vineyards. Please don't break anything. And if you do find anything, feel free to let me know. I'd be happy to help out.
Would be great.
Yep, we'll not ruin anything. Out of curiosity, Celeste, why can't you die?
Because I'm the son of two great adventurers, and I will also be a great adventurer.
Interesting.
Are you also gonna tell me your parents told me you can't die?
Keep that phrase out your motherfucking mouth.
Well, my mom did say.
But
yeah,
let's
you
go
see-
look around.
You see he takes a very deep bow before kind of going back within his mansion. But the fields are open to you, if you so wish to explore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll walk around.
Okay, so I would like you guys to either give me a survival check or a investigation check, just to look around, see if you can find any traces.
Oh.
Before that,
Oh,
how big is like the fields?
it is massive. Like the city of Ardalon isn't too particularly large, but from here, you can't really see the edges of the fields. Like it is minimally at least 5-6 miles from here to the coast. Like the fields themselves are probably like something like 6 miles by 4 miles. And it's relatively accurately represented on the map. Like it'll take you a long time to walk across the entire thing.
Well, admittedly, this is a good spot for them to have made their transaction at.
We
Is
should.
it dark enough that I need to wear the goggles?
It would be dark enough that you would have to wear them. Well, you don't have to wear them, but you know.
Well, yeah, like flip them.
We
I
should.
put them out for my eyes.
Ooh,
We should
almost.
probably split up to cover more ground.
Okay. Should we meet back in like an hour?
Well, I mean, how do we want to split it up? Just the question.
There's what, 5 of us here?
Who
Yeah,
has dark vision? Who doesn't?
I think the only one without it now is
Who's Siraxis?
yeah.
Then, you know what? I will go with Tharos and Equips. Good luck, team!
Oh boy.
Zane just shrugs.
Alright, Zane, then it's me and you.
I'm not responsible for you, unlike them. So what happens, happens.
If you die,
I've already
you die.
I've already raised one kid. I don't need
That's
another.
Life of the adventurer.
Yeah. But as you guys begin to look around, give me their survivor check. Remember, you could assist someone else, or survival or investigation. You can assist someone else if you have proficiency in a said skill.
Okay. Can I use guidance?
Yes, you can.
What is
Zane,
your
so,
survival?
just metaphorically, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is your ability to find things?
I'd say I'm mediocre. Not my strength.
Okay, I'd say I'm better, like a 7.
Okay. Well,
Emily,
let's
how's your
call-
survival?
Mine?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
What kind of number are we talking here?
On a scale
Like
of
the
1 to 10.
modifier? Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, like a positive 7.
Okay, cool. I'm feeling a positive 6. So
Okay.
I'll if that's the case, I might go ahead and give you advantage.
Sure.
Okay.
Was it control or shift?
It is alt.
Alt. Okay, I was
Alt.
1 in 3 chance, and I got it wrong.
Wait a minute. Why the fuck do I have a lower survival than Celeste?
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Hey,
Nat
not
20.
20.
How does the guy that eats peanut butter and jelly be better at surviving?
I like got my sandwich somewhere. I'm like, oh shit, is that a symbol?
Emily, why? Emily, you failed me.
The guy who stays in his
Celesto-
room crying for 6 months eating peanut butter and jelly did better than the druid who lives in the forest
You know, Celesto is like
almost 2 decades.
Celesto
I
is
feel
like
so
a
happy that I
fantasy-
joined back in at this point in time.
Celesto is like a fantasy version of a panda because he is living proof that there is a god or gods out there because there's no other explanation for how he's made it this far.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Tharos, Siraxis, your two groups kind of split off into the vineyards just to try and look around. you had made note that it was very likely by a building or some sort, and you kind of look through some of the buildings in various different areas in the vineyards, but you don't find very much. However, Celesto, who are you with again, Zane?
Zane.
The two of you kind of trudging through the actual fields themselves. At one point, Celesto, you literally fucking trip. Because there's a vine on the ground that you didn't see, and you're like, oh no, the warning came true. As you fall onto the ground, you don't hurt yourself particularly, but as you dust yourself off, you do see what appears to be like a very squat, almost like porta potty, just in the middle of the fields. And and as you kind of like wander up to it, you realize, oh, there's a small symbol that's marked on the side of this porta potty, and what looks to be on the ground like a relatively large crate that was here recently.
Oh.
And the crate, you know what? With a natural 20, I'll say you even find the crate, because as you kind of wander through the nearby area just looking for stuff, you actually see the wooden crate. Specifically the one that has been carrying all the dragon bones, like broken up into various different pieces and just kind of like thrown about in the fields, just to kind of almost looks it to make it almost look like someone was just here and littered a giant box all around, and that was it.
Okay.
But yeah, Zane, you follow him and you see all of this too, and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, Zane, we did it.
Well, I guess I figured out how you made it this far in life. Good job, Celestial.
Yes, it is the skills that my parents taught me.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, so there's obviously no dragon bones.
Yes, as of currently glancing around, there is no signs of any of the dragon bones left over. There's like a slight bit of white powders in some of the places near the actual crates themselves. You can see some semblance of the various different linens that probably would have been wrapping the dragon bones. But yeah, no, you don't see very much else.
See what the white powder is?
Do you have an alchemy kit?
I actually do.
Proficiency? Okay, yeah, give me an alchemy kit with investigation.
Okay, I'll do intelligence. Oh, is that very...
That's still pretty good. You're fairly certain that this white powder is kind of used during transport to soften the blow when things are being like carried, if they're supposed to be fragile and such. It's not necessarily used to pack in anything, but it's like placed on top of like linens and stuff to just soften the fabric and such.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty common thing. It's not
Oh.
rare or anything.
While Celestial's doing that, can I use my message cantrip to get someone, find someone and tell them?
What's the range on message? I think it's
120. Yeah.
You know what? I'll say that the rest of them are close enough that you can send a message to them, or they pass by eventually to the point where you can message them.
You guys wouldn't believe it, but Celestial found it. Don't ask how, but we found where the transaction happened.
Who receives the message?
Yeah.
The two other groups, roll me a d6.
All of us are just one.
Just one person from each group.
Well, we're all in the same one.
Oh, are you guys all traveling together? Okay, never mind then. If
Yes,
you're all
Yeah,
traveling,
the rest of us are.
okay, then you know what? All of you roll me a d6, and we'll see who receives it. Darcy is not with you, but because I believe he was sleeping. Yes.
Yes.
So Eclipse, you'd be the one to get it.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, Zane would definitely hear back. Yeah, you're right. I don't believe it, but whatever. Um, I'll just look at Psoriasis and Saros. All right. Well, it looks like Celesto found something.
I don't believe it.
I didn't either. But I suppose we should get on over there. And all, just kind of head on over to where they are, I guess.
Yeah, you wander over and you very much see the very same similar things that was pointed out previously.
I just slowly look at Celesto.
Look, I found it.
Good
Told you I have the
job.
nose
How?
of an adventurer. My senses are sharp.
You're a little dirty. Did you
I
trip
had to
or
get down
something?
and dirty. Well, I had to get really down and dirty to look around. I'll dust myself even more.
Yeah, a bunch of dust falls
Well,
off.
I guess I'll say good job. So, what'd you learn?
Well, of course, where the mark was the drop-off point, and it seems like the person who received the package opened it up and took the bones itself, left everything else aside.
Do we know which way they might have gone?
Just looking around, did I see any footprints
Give me a survival check.
before they came? Oh shit, I'm horrible at survival.
You don't see
Can
anything.
we all make this check now, or just him?
Yes, all of you can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that one over
Uh.
there. I just look at my own footprints.
Thank God.
Zane, you find your own footprints. Eclipse, unfortunately, you don't find anything more. Saros and Syraxis, the two of you, however, as you're kind of looking around, you do actually manage to see that there are some lighter footprints that are different to your own, that are leading away from this box. And surprisingly, it's just one set of footprints. But the shoe size seems to indicate probably like a lighter humanoid. Maybe even probably like a human. But yeah, nothing too large or standing out to the actual footprints themselves, but they do seem to lead away from the actual vineyards north. Do you keep following them?
Yeah, I'll point it out to the group and then keep going.
All right.
Alrighty.
And I'm guessing all of you are going with.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going to enter a skill challenge.
Yes.
Oh boy.
A skill challenge. Specifically in this case, in case some of you have not done it. Wait, no, all of you have done this before.
We all have. Just remember, Jake, the last time we did this, everyone almost died. Because someone decided to pray.
Well, let's hope it doesn't go that way this time. Let me just double check that this is the correct one. So it'll be 3 failures and it requires a total of 4 successes.
Okay.
I will tell you right now that there are no significant consequences to losing this challenge, but you will lose the tracks completely and be unable to retrack it if you fail this. So, as you guys begin to all kind of follow along with these footsteps, and trace them out of the district of Wine. It begins to follow in some of the rougher and kind of like a little bit more muddy areas. So fortunately, it is still relatively decent to keep up with them, but they start fading at one point. So, how would you guys like to proceed now?
You guys think it's a good idea to pray in this scenario?
Thankfully, I don't think anyone here is that religious.
Nope,
I
you
will
would be
collapse
wrong.
your
You
lung.
say to a
Um,
cleric.
I mean, we do have a cleric. Let's pray.
This is true.
Yeah, I mean, if we could still kind of see them,
Mm-hmm.
oh wow, it's a whole challenge tracker and everything. Can I like, as opposed to using survival to like, find them in the first place, can I just use a perception check to see if I can just continue seeing them?
You know what? I will say
Kind of thing.
yes for this. And it wouldn't
Cool.
particularly be incredibly difficult, but it would require some looking. So I will say the DC is currently set to 15.
Alrighty, let's go. Yeah. Oh, that's a net 20. Let's
That's a nat
go.
20.
uh,
Net 20.
You know what? I'll even count
Ain't
that
that
as 2
what-
successes.
Hell
Yeah, I was about to
yeah.
ask. I was about to ask. Haven't we counted that as 2 successes before?
For fun. Why not? But yeah. You kind of continue following along with
Guys
the
are
actual
so good.
incredibly. With the glasses, even they kind of enhance the vision that you had previously, and there's shadows and kind of ways that you didn't even perceive that you could perceive before, because you physically weren't capable of it. But now with the glasses, you're like, holy shit, I see so much, and it becomes so incredibly easy to actually follow the footsteps. The rest of you are just like trying to keep up with Eclipse.
I'm so fast.
Yeah. You see they actually take a relatively weird winding route. At one point they even climb up onto the roof, and you can see like some displaced tiles, various bits of like dirt and mud that are just kind of slightly left over. Allows you to keep track of it without too much of an issue, until eventually it leads you into the district of Song, where a lot of the canals begin kind of breaking up the actual location of the tracking itself. And you can see at one point it probably even wanders into the water. And it becomes a little bit more difficult to track with just your eyes. Would anybody else like to participate in said skill challenge? Remember that as of currently, perception has been ticked off and is no longer able to be used.
Can I use my investigative prowess to kind of just like use the powers of deduction to like find out where like their path could have gone?
Yeah, give me an investigation check. For this one, it would be, well, depending on how you think that they were traveling, it would require a little bit more thinking. So I will say that this is a DC 14. Okay.
Yeah, not in
That's
Never
Johnny,
fucking
let's go.
mind.
Back to back.
It just, Jesus. Okay, all right. Just fucking.
What can
blow-
we
This
what
is-
can we say? The two observer boys of the group carrying investigation.
This
Well,
is the pendulum
there
swinging
goes the
back
fucking
for the
skills.
disaster that was the last one.
Honestly.
It made up for it. But yeah, no, actually, with with Eclipse no longer being able to like really see exactly where it is, you see Zane kind of push forward and kind of push past you just to take over, and you can see he like begins to just like think for a brief moment. He goes full Sherlock Holmes in his own mind. He's like, I see, I can see it now. I see. And just all of a sudden he kind of like begins dragging you guys in various different locations, and almost perfectly traces the path that this person would have taken, until eventually it leads you all to the edge of the district of Song, and you can see that it actually leads outside of the city itself proper. And honestly, after it gets out of the city, it depends on if you guys wanted to continue following it or not. You could, or you could not. It wouldn't be terribly difficult to follow, but you wouldn't have too much time, because it is kind of following along the main road in and out of the city for a little bit. So if you left it for too long, it would probably disappear.
Well, we're so close, we might as well just keep going a bit further. Probably
Yeah,
be
we might
gone
as
by
well.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we might as well see where the fuck it actually goes, right?
All right.
If we can at least get a direction for where it goes outside the city, then we can always come back and begin to head that way and hopefully find it from there.
All right. As you guys exit the city itself, I'm just going to ask for one more survival check from all of you, just to see how well you can follow it. This isn't about, like, the chances of you actually losing it is next to zero now, but it's just to determine, like, how efficiently you follow it more than anything. Okay, yeah. No, with Saros and kind of Eclipse leading the way, it's actually not terribly difficult. But you do see that the tracks begin to kind of fade into the actual woods themselves. And currently in the late evening, due to the bioluminescent nature of it, you can see that the entirety of the forest is almost lit up in this slightly bluish-green glow. Every single surface that you kind of make contact with, including the ground itself, becomes slightly highlighted in this little bits of blue, little bits of green, and it's beautiful. It is even more beautiful in the fact that it kind of highlights the footsteps that this person had previously taken, as it kind of wanders through the actual woods themselves. You continue to follow it for, honestly, like the next 3-4 hours, and
Jeez.
it leads towards Gamin, the pass city between the Midlands and the South. You probably wouldn't have to follow it for that long to figure that out, but it seems to generally make a almost direct path towards Gamin. You can
Well,
continue
that's,
following it, or you can go back to Ardalan.
Say, go back, get Darcy, so we can make a full trek up there.
Well, I don't know if he'd want to go immediately.
Right, be next
But if
day
it's-
thing.
Yeah, if it's going to Gammon, though, it's not like Gammon's going anywhere. We could always just head there first thing in the morning. That way we can have Darcy and Reggie.
Yes. And full daylight.
Yeah, but you
I
would also
mean-
be aware that Gamin is like probably about a full 2 days march away from Ardalan.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
It's not nearby. Like it is pretty far. But yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go back. Rest, get
might be
everyone.
easier to get some like horses or something as well.
Yeah. Can,
If there's anything that can travel this forest, at least.
can horses travel? Like through
There is
it was not
like, because of the amount of merchants and kind of people that are traversing between the Midlands and Ardalan, there is actually like a relatively decent road that's been carved out, and it's not like fully maintained, but it's maintained enough to the point where horses can get through with no issues.
We've also genetically engineered our horses to, like, traverse trees. We've mixed and spliced their DNA with that of
monkeys.
goats. Well, yes, and monkeys. So their hooves now are more of like, they're still the same substance, but now they have like finger like
Multiple thumbs.
Oh god.
Terrifying.
It's like a bad AI generated picture.
Hold on, this is it. If I can find it.
Oh, Saros, you're from this forest?
I live closer to the. Oh, you said sorry. You said sorry.
You wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. So Saros, okay, never mind. I don't even want to talk to you.
Not all druids come from the forest, you know.
Yeah, is that racist? Or I
Um,
mean, is that
Druids aren't.
classist?
wait, I have a meme for this.
True.
Oh,
Real.
okay. How about this? Cyrus, you're able to traverse the forest really well. Are you familiar with it?
I am. This is not around here, but it's the forest I call my home.
Wow. This bioluminescent forest? The Fairglow forest? This one?
Indeed. Yes, this one, the one that we're in.
Oh.
It's here nearing 2 decades.
My parents told me stories of this forest
Uh-huh.
to see it myself.
What'd they tell you?
Oh, they just told me how every time you step, your shoe print shows. If you walk through a bush, even yourself, you can glow.
More than that, if you go to the right place and find the right plants, it's beautiful. Hopefully I can show you.
Yes, maybe after we catch the perpetrator.
Alright. But do you guys head back or do you continue to follow it? I'm guessing you head back.
Nah, yeah, head back.
Yeah, head back.
Okay. And you do. You head back relatively easily. You head back into the city itself. Darcy's place, or is there something else that you'd like to do?
Probably
Because now
back
it's
to the.
basically midnight.
I
Oh,
guess probably back
probably.
to the house so we can sleep.
Mr. Axis's place.
Yeah, it's Ax's place.
Okay.
I mean, like, cause we went out there for like 3 hours, and then I guess it took us a couple just to get back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you were following tracks, and because of that, you slowed down a little bit, but it was pretty quick to get back. Only about an hour or so. But yeah. You make your way back to Sir Axis's residence. You can see that the guards kind of let you through.
Um,
What's up?
I'd like to find my way instead of Sir Axis's house to an inn.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I do that.
Do you want an
I'll
upscale?
Look at
split up
this
with
guy.
the boy. Huh?
Do you
I
want
said,
an,
look at this guy.
Do you want a upscale in, mid-scale in,
Oh
low?
God, no! It really doesn't
Like the
matter to
basic?
him. Just a place to sleep. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, it's like 6 silver for a night.
I'll just give him a gold and leave it at that.
Okay, sure, I'll take it. Yeah. You find a place relatively easy. They have a shower. They even have a washroom that goes into a plumbing system, which most of it does because that's what the sewers are for.
Beautiful. Yes, indeed.
But yeah.
You're just there.
Bada bing, bada boom. All of you kind of fall asleep for the evening to wake up the morning after. I will allow you to do your rest. Can I prompt it? I should be able to.
Okay, and then get like horses, maybe some more peanut butter and jelly. We can get off.
I hate to say it, Jake, but I don't even know if any of us
Spent anything?
have that. Well, I don't even know if we have anything left to spend, or at least I know I don't.
All right.
I'm
Oops.
pretty sure I don't, at least.
I have some, but I don't want to waste it.
I have some, but I'm already full health.
Oh, I've got 4 D8s available, but I'm good. Just in case.
Yeah.
I'll save them. I'll hold them.
But the rest is complete, and I will end the session here. A little bit early,
Alrighty.
but I am dying. Not actually dying. I'm kind of fine. Well, mostly.
You
Maybe.
You jet lagged?
Oh,
Hello?
Oh, hi. Welcome back.
hello.
Hey.
Fucking hell! No one heard me that entire goddamn time.
What happened?
Oh no.
I have no fucking clue.
Oh. What you saying?
Jake.
What?
Yes, I was trying to ask something pertaining to my second weakness.
Oh. Yes, give me a second. Did you fail your roll? You did.
Yes, I did. I rolled a fucking 13.
Yes. Let me go.
We watch as
publish.
Darcy's house just gets abducted by the moonlight.
It gets
So,
explode.
Out of curiosity,
Mhm.
do we get rid of exhaustion after a short rest? Yes.
Yes.
I have a level of exhaustion already. Does that go away and I gain another one, or what?
Ooh,
Or
that's
do
a
I have
good
two
question.
now?
I think it would stack on one another. So you would not be like you would gain another level of exhaustion because you wouldn't be able to get rid of the other one.
Fantastic.
Just also on a side note, I didn't write it in, but this cat like it doesn't it can't go past level 4 exhaustion.
Thank you.
Are
You died.
you sure, Jake?
Yes.
I don't know. I think level 6 is pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's capped at level 4 from this specific source of exhaustion.
I'm mostly asking because my previous level of exhaustion is not from taking a short rest and failing the roll.
Mm-hmm. But if this weakness triggers, it would unfortunately not allow you to recover a level of exhaustion.
Okay. Well, I take 2 damage.
That's your butthole. Stop rubbing it on my face. What the? Oh my god. Yeah.
It's how I show my love, Jake.
Oh. I love you too. You.
I was
absolutely
not
nuts.
trying to roll 3 of them. Oh, wait, no, I didn't roll 3 of them. That's from my fucking... Yay!
Yeah, you have some rest. By yourself.
Oh, thank Christ.
What is this? Enjoys their delicious food.
Oh, that doesn't happen then. Or actually, no, it would have. I cook my own food. I have the chef feat.
Oh.
Just be aware that whenever you select, like, oh yeah, external food or water, it does dock gold off of your sheet. So
Does it really?
yeah, it costs 10 gold and
Oh,
5 gold
wow.
for it. So make sure that you always add it back.
That is so expensive.
That's crazy expensive. Is that supposed to count like the inn too? Like
What the fuck?
I could
I don't
probably
know.
change that.
I think it's just the default number.
I think it's the default number. I'll change it. Someone remind me.
Good to know.
All right.
I should take
Give
in the
myself
chef
back
feat
15
and just
gold.
make like Michelin star level PB&Js for all of you, and you'd have to eat it, or you just would not get the bonus.
Absolutely not. I refuse.
Darcy's over here making nice warm stews, and here's this gremlin cat boy making nothing but PB&Js.
Well, you know.